For those who are not familiar with Thumoslang, before we begin, let's consider the following two concepts. Dogma, that means self-declared truth. Falsifiable, that means non-dogmatic. Everything you hear from me and everything you learn from Thumoslang is non-dogmatic because each and every statement either from me or from Thumoslang can be professionally revised or scientifically improved over time. Thumos definitions must not be absolutely and totally correct. They only need to be good enough for shared understanding of terms, especially in a social interaction with limited time. This will be demonstrated in several true stories I'm going to tell you in this video. If you want to master relationships, you need to know what it is precisely. Here is a measure to see how precise you know about relationships. Consider the following questions. When was the last time you knew the day when a relationship of yours began? When was the last time you knew the day when a relationship of yours ended? When was the last time you actually counted the exact number of relationships you were having on a particular day? If you have a hard time understanding or answering the above questions, you are not yet a master of relationships. To become a master of relationships, you must know when one begins, when one ends, and how many you have on a given day. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started in becoming a master of relationships. Thumos, that means master of relationships. If you want to become a master of relationships, you should become a Thumos. To become a Thumos, you should speak Thumoslang. Thumoslang is the language used in mastering relationships. It has over 500 non-dogmatic terms, each of which is defined by a falsifiable definition. Here are three examples. Involvement, that means cause and inclusion. Relation, that means purposeful involvement. Relationship, that means ongoing relations. The above three definitions should be enough for you to use in calculating the exact number of relationships you now have in your life. Notice that, by definition, it takes at least two ongoing relations to make up a relationship. A single ongoing relation is not enough to make up a true relationship. A connection with less than two actually ongoing relations is called a phantom relationship. A phantom relationship is a relationship you believe you have in your mind, but not in reality. Again, remember the following three definitions as we discuss what relationships are. Involvement, that means cause and inclusion. Relation, that means purposeful involvement. Relationship, that means ongoing relations. Based on the above, relationships do not exist by default. That's why you do not have a relationship with everyone in your classroom or at your workplace while sharing the same space or experience with them over a period of many months. Likewise, you do not by default have a relationship with each member of your immediate family while living under the same roof. Few days ago, at 88 years of age, an elderly person on a flight from Chicago to San Francisco told me that long ago he had a bad relationship with his mom. I asked him to consider the above three definitions, then asked him to answer the following question. Was there ever a month in which the two of you were involved with one another? I asked. But on a regular basis, in two different activities, for two different purposes. No, he said, never. You could not have a bad relationship with your mother, I concluded. Why not? He wondered. To begin with, I explained to him, you two never had a relationship. When our airplane was about to land, he gave me his business card. Apparently, he was impressed with his first encounter of Thumoslang. Few weeks before the flight, I also introduced the above three Thumos concepts to a random student. Let me bring them up again. Involvement, that means cause and inclusion. Relation, that means purposeful involvement. Relationship, that means ongoing relations. I then asked the student to identify a true relationship in his life today using those concepts. He considered all his current activities with his younger brother, with his mother, and with his girlfriend. According to his report, he had no ongoing relations with his brother. He had no ongoing relations with his mother. He had only a single ongoing relation with his girlfriend, romance. He was shocked as he concluded that he had no true relationships in his life on the day we had our conversation. In a conversation during our family reunion, my highly educated sister was not convinced of the above three terms until after the following exchange between the two of us. The above three terms do not apply at work, said she. What about my relationships at work? She asked. Co-workers only have a single ongoing relation, said I, for the purpose of work. When two co-workers have a second ongoing relation, say by going out to a bar for a drink after work but on a regular basis, I offer an example. They begin to have a true relationship. Their relationship, however, is expanded for a year or a decade if one of them, due to special work assignment for the same company, is out of state for 12 months or 10 years. During this time, they cannot claim to have a true relationship without replacing their lack of regular meeting at the bar with, say, regular online meetings, but for non-work purposes. A relationship can always be suspended or resumed. However, having a relationship with someone in the past does not automatically mean that you are having a relationship with that person today. If you do not have at least two ongoing relations with that person today, you are, regardless of the past, not having a practical relationship with that person today. Businesses take note. If your company wants to have a true relationship with me, your company should involve me in two different activities for two different purposes. But equally important, they both must be on a regular basis. It would for sure be easier for your employees to maintain a relationship between your company and me if they also speak Thumos language. A good place for them to start is the 9 episodes in Season 1 of PVD Philosophy. Remember, Thumos, that means Master of Relationships. To become a Thumos, speak Thumoslang.